Okay, so this is the third in the series on blogdown and literate programming. Despite the number two, it's just the last one took a little longer to explain concepts than I would have liked. So let us continue from where we were. Editing the document. So if you recall, because I should assume you may have taken a break, we have taken Danielle's new blog template on GitHub. We have taken a copy of it into our new GitHub account, which we created for Stringer Bell. And Stringer Bell has gone, cool, I want to create a blog about waffles. So she, now having a copy of Danielle's new blog repo, which she has called, in her version, is now Waffle Blog. The Waffle Blog Git repository, she's copied over in RStudio. She's opened this up in RStudio Cloud. She's installed all of the packages, the R packages that she needs to run this, because, as I was saying in the previous video, her RStudio Cloud machine does not come equipped with the same things as Danielle's RStudio Cloud machine, or in fact Danielle's laptop. So she had to go through this process here, which I outlined, of installing the packages. We talked a little bit about some things like what is this weird double colon notation, the difference between installing packages from CRAN and installing from GitHub, where GitHub is where we're going to be creating documents, and a whole lot of people create software systems. We installed Hugo, which is part of the blogdown process, and now we finally have created a post. Our very waffly post about waffles, which is what's displaying over here in the viewer pane. Awesome. Okay, so Stringer Bell is ready to start blogging. So we've finished editing the YAML header. That's this section between the triple dashes. You'll notice I'm not going to do anything else with the triple dashes again. YAML is sort of weirdly picky about things, but everything here is not markdown. It is not R markdown. It is YAML, which I hate YAML. I hate YAML. Okay, regardless of my loathing for my tools, let's get back to the editing process. So if I want to start blogging, I'm just going to write a document right now. So I'm going to write the document in Markdown, and if I'm going to do that, I better explain what Markdown is. Markdown is a plain text system that you can use to create, originally it was used just to create HTML documents, that is web pages, right? But you can actually use it to create other things. So Markdown is just plain text, and it looks literally like what I'm showing here on the left, right? So I can create lists, I can create italicized text and boldface text, like so. So what you can see here is, okay, this is text in italics, and to create the text in italics, what I wrote in plain text was the word, italicized, inside asterisks. So one asterisk like that will put the text in italics. If you do double asterisks, it'll put it in boldface. And I'll admit that this is not obviously bold. That's because the template for my slides is a little bit too subtle in how it makes things bold. Hyphens create lists with dot points, and numbers create numbered lists, so on. So we can do that. Okay, well, let's try that. Let's go over to the Waffle blog. So if I was Stringer Bell and I want to talk about waffles, I want to talk about waffles, but the truth is that I don't know that much about waffles. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about typos for this. Okay, so if I go Control S to save, voila, we have a live preview that has my badly spelled blog post. Cool. So let's continue typing. Here are some things I don't know. So we're going to create a list. This, that, anything else. Okay, so Stringer Bell now has a blog post with, we hope, Control S to save. It will automatically update the preview. Hey, we have an unnumbered list. We could go back, and I like to do this and actually put every number in. Strictly speaking, you don't need to, but if I wanted to create a numbered list, it works like that. And the formatting depends a little bit on whatever system is taking this markdown to produce the document. So let's just go back. This is a little bit more obvious if I do it with an unnumbered list. Okay, so let's go back to the unnumbered list. This, that, anything else. So over here we've got circular dots inside my waffles blog, but if we go back to my slides, you'll notice it comes up with square dots. Different parts, so the formal name or the formal terminology for what we're looking at here is separating out style from substance or structure or content. So the idea in Markdown is you write out the logical content in text. So the logical content is, this is a list. It is an unnumbered list, which I'm indicating with the dashes. There is a separate file which handles style. And the styling that is associated with these slides is saying unnumbered lists should have square dots. But back over here in Stringer Bell's blog, there is some style information in a style sheet. Yeah, at some point I'll talk about CSS, if you know what I'm talking about. Yes, you already hate CSS, but if you don't worry about it. The point is, there is some style information that says that they should use round dots. Okay, so the styling information does not actually appear in my Markdown document. So that's the fundamental thing that the Markdown is doing. Okay, let's go back to the slides and see what else we can do with this. Okay, Markdown also allows us to specify headings, right? So we can use hashes, which in R would be comments, but in Markdown are headings, to create headings. Okay, so let's check this out. I've forgotten what I'm doing. Yes, I'm just hitting random keys. Okay, so if we go, let's just go for a level 2 heading here. I am really not familiar with this mechanical keyboard that I'm typing on. Okay, so a heading. I don't care. Okay. So let's save that, and yeah, it has created a header. Stop it. Okay, that's how we create headings. Go back over here. We can also insert images. So this is kind of cool. Ignore the weird, let's not worry too much about the particular reason for the exclamation mark, open, close square brackets, open round brackets, and then blah. Blah here, I'm just going to copy and paste it to prove it to you. Control C, open up my browser, go over to this. It is in fact an image. So it is literally just a JPEG, like a regular, it is a picture of a kitten. Actually a pair of kittens, because this is the Place Kitten website. So what I want to do is say, hey, can you put this picture in my blog for me? Well, if I want to do that, going back over here, this is the syntax to do it. So that's how let's check this out. Can we insert an image? Alright, so I'll put in a level 3 header, just so that you can see what it looks like in this particular template. And then I'm going to go, I always forget how to do this. Okay, exclamation mark, open, close square brackets for reasons. So we go HTTP TP. I swear, I'm just going to go back to 2-finger typing. This is driving me utterly crazy. Okay, place kitten.com/and how big shall we make it? I don't know, let's just make it a 400 by 400 pixel image. This is a kind of handy website that web developers use sometimes if you just want to create placeholder images and you like kittens. So we save that, we will run it, and oh, he's a kitten. Sorry, I like kittens. It's so cute. Okay, so now we've inserted an image that I took off the internet underneath this header. Cool. All right, that's our third thing we can do with Markdown. Awesome. You can also insert links. You can do this in a couple of ways. So for instance, if you just insert the text of a website, Markdown, any system that renders Markdown is smart enough to know that that's actually a website, and it'll automatically create it as a link. If you want to have it as a link with actual text, then use this syntax. So inside the square brackets goes the text, the name. Inside the round brackets that come after is the address or the image or the link. So that's what these two things look like. So if I go to insert a URL, it just copies it literally as the thing on the left, but this is now actually a link, so that if I actually clicked on it, it will take me over to place kitten, and oh, more kittens, I gotta stop going, oh. Okay, so whereas this will still take you to the same place, but it's just got the nice link text. Okay, cool. So let's go back to, I'm just going to keep pushing things until I find my slides. Hey, okay. For those of you who need to do this, it is useful to know that Markdown will also let you insert equations. So this will insert LaTeX equations. If you know what LaTeX is, great. If you don't, ignore it. If what you will probably want to do, let's go back over, aha, there we go. This is back on Stringer Bell's thing. So if I want to go, Stringer Bell is going to go 1 plus 3 equals 7. I do this deliberately to prove to you that the equations don't have to be correct. Nothing inside here is ever being evaluated. And is it even visible? It does not seem to be. I don't know why. I'm just going to open up this in a whole separate thing. This is now showing this in a new window. Posts, a very waffly post about waffles. Header, there it is. Okay, 1 plus 3 equals 7 is the image. Okay, image, equation. Right, it's not correct, but all it is doing is writing the equation. It does not have to make any mathematical sense whatsoever. It's literally just a way of styling equations. Okay, cool. So if we do that, you get that. If you ever need to use equations, that's what Markdown will let you do. Cool. So now the task, the do-it-yourself exercise, as I wrap this one up, is write a short blog post and save it. Try to use a few of these different Markdown features as you go. And then we will be back for the next thing, which is to talk about how to publish this to your very own blog. Okay.